We know you're dying to get into this one, Gabby. A huge day for Villa yesterday as they won at St James's Park. Surprised everyone, including Gabby, by the way, and kept their title hopes very much alive.
Solly Watkins has got it. Newcastle 0, Villa 2. Villa's long wait for a win at St James's Park surely over now.
I think that was a bit of a statement win, I have to say. Certainly in that first 45 minutes. Excellent game of football.
Just 4 points behind leaders Arsenal. That might be temporary, Mickey Gray, but Aston Villa, you have to say it, playing like this, they're in the title race, aren't they?
That's weird. You didn't ask me about we were title contender. Our dreams was when I arrived here to play in Europe and to play consistently in Europe. We are doing it, of course. This is the next challenge we have.
Aston Villa.
Let's get in there. Well, it was an absolutely fantastic win, but more importantly, in some respects, it was a fantastic performance. I know in your heart of hearts you probably think that Arsenal are still going to win the league, Gabby.
Yes.
You've been scribbling away. Why do you think that Villa winning the Premier League would be so good to see?
Okay, Jeff. Why Aston Villa winning the league would be a win for football? It would prevent every other football fan having to vacate the country to avoid Arsenal fans. It would be a new winner for the Premier League. It's a nail in the coffin in that nonsense group they call the Big Six. It's an underdog story with Emery, bringing us from relegation battle and spending the least amount of money this summer. Good to prove to Pep Guardiola you can't checkbook your way to the title again. It's a win for England with Rodgers, Konsa, Watkins taking the winning mentality to the World Cup. And of course it means finally getting a bus parade in the best city in England, Birmingham, Jeff.
Brilliant, mate. Look, it was a great performance at the ground where they don't usually do that well. I was interested, Arnie Slot of the weekend after the defeat of Bournemouth said Liverpool simply ran out of energy. Well, even though they're missing Kamara and they're missing John McGinn, there was no sign of Villa lacking energy.
I want to see where Morgan Rodgers gets it from. He doesn't stop. He plays every game midweek where you think maybe a few changes. He's starting against Fenerbahce. Outstanding yesterday. Konsa, Cash. You don't see Unai Emery complaining about players being tired. I look at the bench as well. Jeff is looking a lot more healthy now on the weekend. Bizot, Digne, Lindelof, Mings, Elliott out of nowhere was on the bench. Bogard, Leon Bailey, Guessand, and the young lad Hemmings, who's got a bright future. No Kamara, McGinn. I think McGinn's 6 weeks out, maybe. Yeah. I'm hearing Tammy Abraham will be done today as well. He's looking a lot better now with numbers. Onana was big yesterday in the game. I mean, he's had his problems this season.
Oh, look,
he's quite injury prone, Jeff. He's had his problems. But with Kamara out, he's a must in that midfield.
Makes a massive difference to you. And we talk about creativity. Emi Buendia was sort of surplus to requirements a couple of seasons ago, but how he has rebuilt his Villa career.
It's incredible, isn't it? Because you thought Elliott was brought in to be that number 10. And out of nowhere, Buendia says, wait there a second, Harvey, I'm the main man. Didn't work at Leverkusen for him, got sent back. 5 Premier League goals for Buendia and some important goals, Jeff. Screamer yesterday, big goal against Arsenal to beat them 2-1 in the last minute. And all what Villa are doing, what the manager's doing, second in the Europa League table, same points as Manchester City, third on only goal difference. But I'm just looking at what teams have spent in the summer, Jeff. Aston Villa spent the least out of any Premier League side. 34.5 million they spent. Burnley spent 87. Sunderland spent 150. Liverpool 442. Manchester City 173. Nottingham Forest 200 million. So what he's doing with his squad of players is unbelievable. What he's getting out of them, every last bit of talent he's getting from all these players. They're with him. He's pushing Unai Emery. I mean, he's pushing Tielemans during the week at Fenerbahce. People try and make it. You can't do that. Like you said, he's my son. So I just think he's a fantastic manager. And this is the season where Aston Villa win a trophy and finish in the top 4.
Yeah, we had that discussion earlier, didn't we? Top 4, I think it'd be disappointed if they only finished 4th right now. But it's interesting, obviously you could see what it meant to Unai Emery. His emotions are very publicly on display. When you ask him to talk about the title, I think after the Newcastle game, he said, look, ask me after game week 35, and I might be able to tell you then. But I think in his heart of hearts,
100%.
He believes that winning the title is a possibility. I won't put it any stronger than that, but a possibility.
Why not? Manchester City aren't the Manchester City of old. They've been struggling recently. Arsenal, 2 points out of a possible 9. And Aston Villa have gone to Newcastle. I predicted a 2-1 win to Newcastle, Jeff, because it's been 17 Premier League games since Aston Villa last won. It was 2005.
Yeah.
Aston Villa last won in the Premier League at St James's Park. And to go there, I mean, the whole game, all you heard was the Villa fans. And they're in such a loud voice because their team's performing, their team's playing quality football. The first goal, exactly what Newcastle are missing. Little passes in between that middle of the pitch, getting to Brendia, goal. Rodgers was fantastic on the counter-attack at the back as well. Konsa, strong. Torres, Martinez back to his best with some fantastic saves. Next, it's Brentford at home on Sunday. So you win that, Arsenal might drop points against Leeds. You never know, Jeff. But if you offered a Villa fan now, win a trophy and finish in the top 4, that would be a fantastic season. But why not believe?
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting that they brought Leon Bailey back as well, who, you know, I always liked him at Villa. Yes. Went up to Roma, didn't really cut the mustard there, but hopefully he's another body in, isn't he? You know, somebody else. That shows
how cruel these rules are, where Man City, oh, no problem. Semenyo, Gahey, let's get them in. That's nearly 100 million, no problem. Villa, okay, let's try and do a little business. We'll give you a player and give us Tammy Abraham. But Leon Bailey, I didn't really fancy you, so you come back. We need bodies here. Harvey Elliott was put on the bench yesterday because of numbers. I think five Premier League appearances, then you have to pay 30 million for him. So he's not going to do that, Emery, but he's thinking, let me just get him on the bench because we're struggling for numbers.
Yeah. John's texting, he says, Ollie Watkins has to be on the plane for the World Cup. Perfect cover for Kane, always puts the shift in. Maybe not the best finisher, but every now and again puts decent streaks together, always gives defenders a hard time and pops up with vital goals. Thanks very much indeed, John. Just a quick, I know you weren't particularly interested in Newcastle, but just a word on them because, you know, of course they've got a lot of games to play, but I think Eddie Howe said we aren't going to be spending in this transfer window. And you have to look at the business they did during the summer. Voltemade, Elanga, Ramsey. Hasn't worked, has it?
I'm not sure about Voltemade.
The big boy at the back, Chow, that's worked. But apart from that...
Every time I watch Elanga, he runs the ball out of play.
Oh, and Wissa as well, of course.
I think Wissa will come good. Elanga is struggling. No Premier League goal so far for Newcastle. Voltemade looks very slow. You'd think he'd be good in the air, Jeff, but he's not a good finisher in the air either. I think that hasn't worked. That was a bit of maybe a panic signing with the problems with Isak and Ekitike not choosing Newcastle. Also look at right back. Trippier, listen, fantastic career, but he looks off it. And that's going to happen. His age. Yesterday was giving the ball away, very sloppy. The fans were moaning at him a lot. Really missed Livramento, Jeff.
Yeah.
I like Lewis Hall at left back, but Livramento, energy, pace,
outstanding player.
1v1 defending. They missed him yesterday. Gordon, no Premier League goal in over a year from open play.
Yeah.
Baffling.
I do think that when you ask questions, as people are about Newcastle, you have to look at the recruitment. And whoever's responsible for the recruitment, they did not get it right during the summer. That's how it appears.
Do you think he stays there, Eddie Howe? Because the frustrations...
I do. I do. It's still a great job.
Yes.
It's a great job.